Welcome to the Epic Success Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Shannon Irvin. All right, we just had an amazing Modern Money Making Methods Summit where I brought some of my dear friends on like Pat Flynn, Sean Cannell, Heather Torres, Christina John Dolly, and Sarah Robbins. We all talked about what was working now. So that's what this week's podcast is all about. It's about cracking that six-figure code as a coach, as a course creator or service provider. So here we go. I am going to bring the amazing Mrs. Heather Torres into the room. Look at this queen. So I bragged on you at the top, but just in case people bopped in after I went on and on about how amazing you are, Heather and I are in the same mastermind together called the Queen's Table. And I've been sharing a little bit about the Queen's Table on my podcast, and I've had some people on, and I know you're going to be coming on soon to the podcast and talking about your journey in the marketplace. But one of the things I love about Heather is like, if you're not yet saying this to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be on video today. Like if you haven't said that, then you need Heather in your life, because Heather and Sean together founded Think Media. And if you think you don't know Think Media, anything about YouTube is probably being through Think Media. And I know Sean's going to be on after Heather, but Heather's like, she's so amazing at seeing greatness in other people and knowing that the only thing standing between them and people seeing and hearing them in the marketplace is being able to get seen and heard on platforms like YouTube. So Heather is helped me a million times. So say video in the chat if you're like, I need to get better on video. I want to have that feeling like I had this morning because of Heather's help, just walking in and just going, yeah, I can't wait to be on camera today, as well as kind of what's going on in the marketplace today. Like YouTube 2 years ago isn't YouTube today, correct? So I'd love for you to share what's working. How can people really start to really grow their influence through this beautiful channel and all the things that you have going on? So I'm going to turn the stage over to you, and you guys are in for a treat.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Shannon. Isn't she just a light of love? I just can't. It's so amazing. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to press my start button because I like to be on time. So I'm going to make sure that you are packed with value today. And let me know, where are you watching from? I love to just see communities that people are creating. And Dr. Shannon has created such an incredible community. And wasn't that such a great conversation with Christina about how conversations can convert? And I'm going to go even deeper into that today with really helping you understand that it's not even just video that's going to impact your bottom line. It's how many buy buttons you have online that are going to impact your bottom line. And today I want to share a case study with you. So if you can allow me to share my screen, I'd love to be able to put up my slides that are on there for them, Shannon. But if we're just meeting, my name is Heather Torres. And today I want to teach you how we made $733,556. Wow. Hello. I can read numbers on YouTube with one simple modern money strategy. I'm going to be sharing that with you today. And today you're going to learn the 3 steps to creating a product in a weekend that sells like hotcakes. Okay. And when I mean sells like hotcakes, I mean $700,000 worth of hotcakes. I'll show you how we did it. The right videos you should be making so you don't waste your time, and 4 lessons that I learned from selling over $700,000 with one product. But if we are just meeting, I just love to introduce myself first as a wife and mother, because those are my highest callings. And I'm so grateful that God's blessed me with 3 amazing kiddos. I'm heading into the teenage years, so please pray for me. I'm loving it, but it is definitely fun. And along with my 3 kiddos, my husband and I both actually homeschool, and actually YouTube was what allowed us to be able to stay home with our kids and be able to homeschool and live a life of freedom. And I really want that for you. And I'm going to explain a little bit about how we were able to get there with one product. And over the last several years, we've been able to build a business alongside the founders of Think Media, Sean and Sonia Cannell. And we've been able to not only grow ourselves, but grow a team along with that. And we are on a mission to help you build your influence with online video, with online video. And really, we want to help 10,000 purpose-driven people create a full-time living doing what they love and making an impact in the world. Come on, if that's you, through the power of video. I've been fortunate enough to grow several different YouTube channels, work with some amazing brands, but what I'm most passionate about is the students that I get to help. And today I want to help you on your journey of how to generate influence, how to create income for you and your family in a modern way. And usually when you think about YouTube and how to make money on YouTube, most people think about this, YouTube ads, right? Type in the chat if you knew that YouTube actually pays you to be a content creator and pays you a lot of money when it comes to the views. YouTube actually made over $20 billion in 2020, and they paid over half of that, about half of that to content creators. I'm okay with my slice of $10 billion, right? As a content creator, YouTube is one of the most strategic places that you can be to be creating consistent content that works for you over and over. But here's the thing. When it comes to being a YouTube content creator, when it comes to making money online, YouTube ads is just the tip of the iceberg. And here at Think Media, we've actually created digital products. We've done brand deals. There's affiliate marketing, book sales, conferences, masterminds, and physical products. There's so many ways that you can make money through YouTube. And today I want to talk about digital products. Hold on, let me go through my slides here. I want to talk about digital products, right? There's all these different ways, and Sean's going to touch on another one of these after this, but I really want you to lean into digital products. And let me know really quick, are you already selling something online? Like, do you already have a buy button online? Because I'm going to help you this weekend create your next buy button. Now, I love this article from Forbes, and it says that the e-learning industry will be at $325 billion. And I actually think that has gone up. Since this article was written pre-pandemic, we know that there's actually more people willing to actually invest in themselves, invest in their education, learn new skills. So I actually think that this is about $1 billion a day. That's with a B, $1 billion a day industry that you can actually become a part of. Now, here in our family, we are a Lego family. Let me know if you have Legos, if you have little kids. I'm sure that you are a Lego family. And when it comes to building things with Legos, whenever my son says something like, "Mom, let's build a house," this is where my brain goes. Like, I love to build things. I love creating things, and my brain goes here. And I'm like, let's make it complex. Let's make this Lego house huge, right? This is also what people think when it comes to digital products online. They think, oh, I definitely need to be creating an entire academy. It needs to take them 12 weeks to get through it. I should record 200 videos, right? And it should take you forever to create. Like, you know how long it's going to take to build this Lego house? It's going to take a while, right? That's not what we're doing when it comes to creating products online. If you're already creating an online academy, that's great. But did you know you can get to a buy button faster? Do you know that actually creating an online academy is a huge undertaking? How do I know this? We've created one and had one for the last 6 years, and it has been the most work I've ever done in my life, okay? Now, you can also create memberships online, but here's the thing about memberships. Every single month, you have to show up with fresh content, and the retention rate of memberships is hard to keep. So I want to help you build a Lego house. Come on, anyone with Ed Sheeran? Any Ed Sheeran fans? Okay, we're going to build a Lego house. But we're going to build the Lego house you could build quickly, right? Like, both of those are houses you could build. Both of these are digital products you can have online. But we're going to build the Lego house version that takes you a weekend, okay? And you do that by building a tiny offer. Write this down in your notes. You want to be building a tiny offer first, because I see people say, I don't actually have buy buttons yet, right? Like, I see that the people in the chat are like, no, I actually don't have a buy button. I want you to commit to this weekend creating your first buy button. I'm going to help you do this today. I'm going to bust through the excuses to getting this done, because I believe that on the other side of you creating that one product, there's someone that needs what you have. On you stepping outside of your comfort zone and creating your next digital product, you're going to help and serve someone solve a problem. And I've got an incredible statistic, so make sure you stay till the end, because you're going to be blown away by what happens when you create a tiny offer first, okay? So here's the thing about a tiny offer. This usually is a digital product that you're selling for under $100. And I'll show you the numbers that we've done in our digital product. This could be a digital download. So something like a checklist or step-by-step. And I love how Christina, she actually just offered you one of her tiny products, right? She's like, here is the roadmap that you need to create consistent content. Like she's giving away her tiny offer to you. Or it can also be a simple video course. Now, here's my caveat though. You need to underline and circle that word simple, meaning it's 4 steps. It's 4 videos. It's simple. It's not an academy. It is simple. And we actually created this here at Think Media. We created what's called our YouTube Starter Kit. We created our YouTube Starter Kit, and we actually just combined a bunch of different downloads together that we knew people wanted. We knew that people were asking us for like, how do I come up with the right video ideas? Or like, how do I title my videos? How do I create thumbnails? Or how do I make money on YouTube? What's the best gear? And so we just sat down and we decided to create digital downloads that could help people move on their journey with YouTube. Now, let me show you a little bit of the numbers that we do. This product normally retails for $97, and we actually have it on sale throughout the year at different price points. $47 is one of the price points that we sell it at as this digital pack. And then during our YouTube challenges, which is a 1-week time frame where people can jump into learning how to do YouTube, we give them a limited one-time offer of $27. Okay, so this is not a $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 product. Now, with this one product, I'm going to show you how we did this. With this one product, we were able to make over $700,000. But here's what's incredible. When you make a tiny offer, and you sell that tiny offer over and over and over, here's what it can do for you and your family. You can hire a team, because I can tell you that once you start selling things and you have customers, you're going to need some customer service people to help those people. Once you start creating videos on a consistent basis, you're going to want to hire an editor. Once you start helping people at a higher level, they're going to want coaching from you. They're going to want another program from you. They're going to want more of you. And so you're going to need to hire a team. No one gets to the top of the mountain alone. So you need to be thinking now as an entrepreneur, as a smart entrepreneur in this new economy, that it's time to hire your team. How do you afford it? You afford it with a tiny offer. Number 2, you can have an ads budget. Now, let me know if you've ever spent any money on advertising online. It is scary, right? It is very scary. My background actually is in digital advertising. I've spent definitely over $1 million on ad spend alone over the decade of online advertising. And I can tell you that one of the worst strategies is pay and pray. What does that mean? Well, I hope this works out, right? Here's what's incredible about having a tiny offer. Now, when we do our YouTube challenges, we offer this at $27, and people then can purchase that for that one-time offer. And then every dollar that's generated at the beginning of that challenge, it becomes our ad spend. So by the time we get our challenge moving, we've actually already self-liquidated our entire ad spend versus looking at our bank account and going, man, I really hope that this pays off. Like, I'm spending a lot of money on ads and I really hope this pays off. No, we're able to actually have an ads budget when we're creating different offers down the road. And then lastly, we're able to save money. You're able to save money in your business. Like, what would it be like if you knew you could pay your whole team for a year and not even worry about it? Like, what would it feel like if you knew that you could do exactly what Christina just did and be able to just offer a charity $1,000? What would it do for you if you were able to help people on a regular basis? Now, I said we made $700,000. What if you only made 10% of that? What if an extra $73,000 hit your bank account this year? What would that do for you and your family? How could you experience life on a deeper level? Now, what if you only made 1% of that with your digital offer that you're going to create this weekend? What if an extra $7,300 hit your bank account? You know, I was looking for a private online school for our kids. We're getting into those high school years. And I was looking at the tuition costs of some of these schools. And I was like, dang, and then mom needs to make another tiny offer, okay? Because that becomes expensive. But when you have things selling on autopilot, I'm going to show you how to do that. You're actually able to not only impact your life, your kids' life, and you're able to leave a legacy to those beyond that. So let's get into the 3 steps to getting started. Get your pens ready because I'm here for it. I'm a homeschool mom, so I'm going to be teaching you today, okay? Number 1, you need to know who do you help and what do they need. Write those down. Who do you help and what do they need? This is the most simple, basic question that people overlook. Here's what they normally do. What would I want? What would my peers want? What would make me look good in the industry? That's not what people need. Who do you help? Do you help beginner real estate agents? Do you help financial advisors? Do you help stay-at-home moms? What do they need? Do they need a checklist? Do they need a grocery shopping list? Do they need to understand what interest rates are? Do they need to know how to organize their closet? Like, what do they need in their life? Because you want to make sure that your digital product, your tiny offer is serving them at the point where they have a problem. So what checklists do you already have in your business? You know, what's crazy is we actually just looked when we created our title guide, we just looked at all of our YouTube videos and we're like, which ones are the top performing videos? Let's pull those titles and just give them to people. Do some fill in the blanks, right? Like how to X with X. That's a title that works on YouTube. We have 51 title ideas that are in there. How do you make money on YouTube? Well, I mean, I could make a YouTube video about it, but I want to go deeper. I want to give more explanation. I want to help share links. I want to do that. So I'm going to put it all in one guide for them. What templates have you already created in your world that the person coming up needs? And what questions do people always ask you that you can help solve with the digital download? That's step number 1. Step number 2, you want to create your digital downloads or simple course videos. Very simple. And here's how you do this. Here's the thing. I am not a designer. I mean, I literally am like, how do I do this? The least expensive, FREE is my favorite expense. And how do I just get a template for this? Well, you can go to a site called canva.com. This is the magical site for anyone who needs to do anything online graphically, okay? So you can create your YouTube thumbnails, you can create your social media downloads, you can also create the title guides, you can create your, not title guides, you can create your tiny offer guides right here inside of Canva. And you just choose a template. That's exactly what I did. I just chose a template. I changed the words on it and I was like, here you go, 51 money-making ideas. Create awesome videos. Here's the checklist. I'll create a cover for it. And 51 video ideas to jumpstart your channel. Just change the words. Didn't even change the colors or anything like that. Number 2, you need to create it, but you also need a place to host it. So how does someone get it? How do they download it? What does it look like? Well, you want to start creating a space, your own marketplace on a platform like Thinkific, Kajabi, or Teachable. There's a lot of different sites out there, but these would be the 3 I would recommend starting with. You could do video downloads, you could do audio downloads, you can do digital downloads all in here, and you can brand it for your company. Let me know if you're getting value out of this already, because I know that I'm going fast, but this is important. Step number 3, you want to send traffic to your offer. Write that down, because here's the misconception about creating anything online. Well, if you create it, they will come. No, that was a line from a movie and it is not true. When you create something, you then have to sell that something. You then have to offer that something. You then have to be the person who's shouting from the rooftops that you have something to sell. And I want you to remember that to sell is to serve. People see transformation in a transaction. People actually get more out of something when they invest in that something. Okay. So you need to be sending traffic to your offer. And because I am the YouTube queen, I'm definitely going to tell you that you should be doing this on YouTube. And here's why. There are 2.3 billion users on YouTube. I know I'm speaking a lot of billions here, so I'm excited for this, but there is over 2.3 billion people on YouTube. Your audience, your customer, your future clients, they are on YouTube. And it's estimated by 2025 that half of the viewers under the age of 32, for all my youngins out here, they actually will not actually subscribe to any type of TV service because they will be watching all of their content through YouTube. YouTube's also in 79 different languages, so you can do this in any language. and it covers over 90% of the internet. But here's why I think you should choose YouTube as your traffic source to sell your tiny offer. Because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Circle that word, search engine. Why does that matter, Heather? Well, because things like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, those are all social media platforms where people go and the algorithm serves up content to them that hopefully they're interested in. But here's what's great about YouTube is that the viewer drives the interaction, meaning that people come to the platform to solve a problem. Like, let me know the last thing you typed into the YouTube search bar. That is a magical search bar. You can learn anything on YouTube. And what's incredible is that over 70% of people that come to the platform type in the word how to at some point. So if your video comes up on the other side of their search, you become the solution to their problem. And people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And one of the fastest ways to grow that relationship is through video. I mean, look at you and me right now. I am on video. You are seeing my expression. You're seeing that I'm kind of a crazy Italian and I move my hands around a lot. I talk super fast. I love to be excited about life. And so I'm sharing that with you here. You also know that I have a family and that I love Legos and that I'm a homeschool mom. You know actually a lot about me. And there's maybe already a trust factor that you have because I am on video. It's the second largest search engine in the world, but you have to understand what video you need to make in order to drive that traffic on autopilot for your tiny offer. And you do this through what I call the money-making video formula. Because if you're just throwing up random content on YouTube, that's great. You definitely can use it as like a video diary, but that's not the power of YouTube. The power of YouTube is that it is a money-making marketing machine when used right. Why? Because YouTube is in the business of getting people to their platform and keeping them there. And when you're a content creator that makes content that keeps people there, you get rewarded with more views on your video. So at Think Media, we teach you 16 different methods of the exact video ideas that you should be creating. And I want to teach you one today so that you know what video you should be making with your tiny offer. And that's called ASQ, answer specific questions. I want you to answer specific questions on YouTube. And when I mean specific questions, I mean like answer stupid, simple, specific questions. And then on the other side of answering that question, you want to give them the offer of your tiny offer. I'm going to show you exactly how we do this, but type ASQ in the chat if you know a specific question that your audience is asking. So if I were to, let me show you examples of exactly what we do. Here we go. Here's 3 videos that we've done that lead directly to our tiny offer. My first video that I made, 36 minutes of value that I'm delivering here. And I'm answering the question of, if you're under 1,000 subscribers, do this to grow on YouTube in 2022. I'm answering the question, how do I grow my YouTube channel, right? The next one, Omar from our team did the complete YouTube gear starter pack. He's sharing about the gear, and then we give a call to action to that YouTube starter kit because we want them to download inside of that all of our gear recommendations that are broken down into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And then Sean, he did a video called The 3 Things You Should Not Do If You Want to Get Views on YouTube. And here's what this looks like in action. So we do a video. And again, this video that Sean did was a 17-minute video, almost 18 minutes of pure value. I mean, like free classes happening online. So here's the thing. You do have to put in the work of creating great content, but content is king. It's not the production value. It's the content you're delivering. So don't worry about the gear and all the setup. We use StreamYard just like we're using here. This is kind of like a StreamYard. What is that called? Like Inception, like StreamYard on top of StreamYard right now. You can use very, very simple tools and softwares like this. I have a webcam set up right now. This is a camera that's connected, but you can just use the webcam on your computer if you need to, or you can set up your phone. We can teach you how, but I digress. Here we go. All you do is that you have the video idea, you make the video, and then you then offer your tiny offer. We do this. We send people to tubestarterkit.com, and you can funnel hack us if you'd like to. That's just like a fun word of saying like, go look at our page and copy it for your page. That's all actually, that's what that means. So I recommend that you go there, tubestarterkit.com. You know, just go there and see what it looks like, how we've laid out that page. And then we verbally offer it inside of the video. But here's another key. We give that call to action at the very beginning of the description of the video. And you'll notice if I go back here, if you notice here, when someone comes, this is directly from YouTube. I took a screenshot here. This is what they see as the first line. Learn how to get your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. These 3 strategies will help you get more subscribers. Get 90% off of our starter kit and a free ticket. What? So right away, we're giving a call to action to our tiny offer. So the money-making formula is you need to make the right video ideas and give a call to action to your tiny offer. And that is how you can make money using a tiny offer. And YouTube has a ton of ways that you can make money, but this is just one way that has allowed us to have financial freedom, has allowed us to hire a team, to have an ad budget, and to be able to save money in the business. And here are 4 lessons that I learned from selling over $700,000 with one product. Number 1, you do not have to be an expert. You're welcome. I hope that was the one thing that you were thinking like, well, yeah, Heather, but okay, all you have to do is be one step ahead. I remember when I was new to homeschooling and I was downloading all these things, I was reading all these materials, and I just thought, man, I wish there was a product for new homeschool moms that actually like broke down the different styles of education. I should make that product. I'm not an expert in homeschooling, but I want to create what I wish there was. Okay. Number 2, you don't have to be an expert. You could be a best friend a step ahead. Man, if you know how to organize those kitchen cabinets and you like everything's lined up so nicely and you know exactly the stuff you should get at the Container Store. P.S. The Container Store is like anxiety overwhelm for me. I'm like, there's too many products. There's too many options. But if I went in with a list of exactly what I needed to make my pantry look good, you better believe I'd pay $27, $47, $97 for something like that, because it's helping me have less stress and make better decisions. Okay. You don't have to be an expert. You have to be a person along the journey, a step ahead of the person that you're helping. You don't need to try and impress your peers. You're not making content for them. You're not making this download for them. You're making this download for the person that is a few steps behind you. You're making this download not for the people that you're seeing at the conferences and in the groups. You're making this for the person that you probably were a few years ago. So don't try and impress your peers with this. You are making content for someone completely different at a different stage. Number 3, feedback is your friend. Here's the thing. I want you to commit to making this digital download pack this weekend. And then I want you to ask for feedback. Hey, did this work for you? Hey, how could I make this better? Hey, what else would you like to see from me? You know, what's crazy is when we started to make this digital pack, 3 of those things weren't even in there at the beginning. We added them later. Why? Because people are like, hey, do you have like a video tutorial of like how you actually make thumbnails? We actually do. Let's package that in there. Hey, do you have this other download of the checklist of like the perfect video recipe? We actually do. They didn't call it that, but that's exactly what they needed. And then number 4, here's the statistic that I want you to walk away from. The probability of selling to an existing customer is between 60 and 70%. When you have a small, tiny offer that allows someone to make an exchange with you, you are 60 to 70% more likely to make another exchange with that person than you would with a brand new person. So what happens when you do decide to create your membership? What happens when you do decide to create your online course? What happens when you do decide to create your mastermind or sell your book or make a physical product? Your customers that are already on your email list, that have already purchased from you, that are already satisfied with the tiny offer that you created, they're 60 to 70% more likely to buy from you. Well, that is the time that I have for you today. I'm so grateful that I got to come in and share how you can actually start making money this weekend by creating your tiny offer and then using YouTube to drive traffic to that offer. And this is about selling is serving and
Yes.
helping people along the journey at the
good.
level they're at. You know, people sometimes need to take a small commitment before they will invest the $30,000 into your mastermind or things like. They need to know that you're good for it. You've got to give them results in advance before they're willing to go deeper with you. And it's so key to understand that that starts with free things on YouTube and then goes to your tiny offer and then goes. It's the ascension ladder that everyone should be building inside of their businesses.
Meet them where they're at. Tracy's so right. And almost like in church, I'm like, amen, because here's the thing. I'm actually like, I feel like we shared a brain collaboratively, because a piece of what I'm going to teach is about how like to take an idea like a tiny offer and serve them first. It's called a quick win. So we're going to talk about, if you can't get them a quick win, trust nowadays is not just because you're showing up. Trust has to be earned differently than it did before. And so coaches, those who want to become coach, write coach down, because listen, like she just gave you the key to getting people in an act of service and generosity. And when there's this weird psychological thing that happens when you've given somebody something for a decently low entry point and they've gotten a huge win. Now, all of a sudden, when they go look to solve the next problem, they're not looking out on the interwebs. They're looking, where are they? Where are they? So thank you, Heather, for being here. Again, I hope you guys are feeling the depth of heart and generosity that is being brought forward to this event, because just as such a time as this, I know you need this. I know I need this. And so we want to have everybody. One of the things that I'm doing about the Queen's Table podcast series is everybody gets a seat at the table, right? There shouldn't be this disparity of like, because you're at the table, you have knowledge that you don't have if you're not at the table. You're welcome to the table. And that's what this event is all about, is saying, hey, like, get in that room. Hey, grab that thing, because remember, go all in on one thing. When you go in on one thing, you become that expert. When you become that expert, all of a sudden things start working for you.
Well, thank you so much. And Dr. Shannon, you know, I love you. You are a soul sister of mine, as you know, and I just want to encourage you that I believe that there's going to be breakthrough. I was texting you this morning. I believe there's breakthrough in this community. I believe that people are going to find the next thing. And just from leaning in, come on, community, you got to lean in to being around the right people. And you are connected to an incredible woman of faith and fire and of expertise and knowledge by being in this community with Dr. Shannon. So I love you so much, sister, and I will see you soon.
All right. Thank you so much for listening today. Hey, down in the show notes, the doors are open to the Think Neuro Coach certification. This is a coaching certification for those who really want to know the right way to coach and get the fast pass, just like at Disney, on cracking the Coach six-figure code, so they know the exact how-tos in order to go from 0 5K months to 6 figures and then on to 7. There are steps you got to take. It's all in the certification. Down below are the links, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.